But one thing you have to always think about is if they are giving you the tools to operate the same business they are operating, they are basically inviting a new competitor. Do you actually think that's a smart move? So the next clip is so I got my clips twisted up. This is the one which is about what he has learned. The other one was basically about how not to set up people. Let's
Is
see.
doing. What have you learned about human nature and fraudsters and gurus and so on?
That's a great question. So I think one of them is that there's this systemic problem that the phrase "there's a sucker born every minute" is very true. There is no end to the people who will fall for something like this. And the problem is because there's just no end to need and want and just lack. I mean, it's easy to, on the one hand, criticize people's greed, but a lot of times you have to put yourself in their shoes. If you're at a dead-end job, you have nothing going for you, you don't have the money to go to college, you don't want to get in debt, fair play, where do you go, right? As you said, there's somebody who's there saying they believe in you, they believe you can make six figures. You know, you're gonna believe in that. And so I really felt like it made a lot more sense to tackle it from the other side, from the side of people that can stop, that can basically be exposed and basically be have sort of like a negative put on their work. I mean, they're largely going under the radar. So I kind of felt like, you know, do you want to educate do you want to like blame it on the victims and say you should have known better, you should have done this, you should stop? But there's no end to that. Or do you go after the grifters themselves? And so that's what I realized. I realized like that's the tactic that I went with. And it's tough because it's a little like legally risky to do that. But yeah, you just kind of got to be smart about it, I guess.
So your platform has gotten really big. So there's some
Clear.
Yes. One thing I also want to point out, and this is from a business perspective, guys. When someone is selling you a course about the thing they are, just look at courses from this perspective as well as other ones. When someone is selling you a course and that course is, that person is gonna tell you how you can build a business they have built. Not saying all that applies to all of them, but one thing you have to always think about is if they are giving you the tools to operate the same business they are operating, they are basically inviting a new competitor. Do you actually think that's a smart move?